This is what we're looking for when we research companies. When times are rough, these companies do better. They actually gain market share versus the companies that go out of business. Think about Walmart, Biogen, or a Pfizer, or companies like Meta, or even Twitter, now X, or Google, even YouTube. We prefer companies with multiple moats if we can find them, because those companies tend to be what we call antifragile. So a moat is a durable, intrinsic competitive advantage that one company has over its peers, over its competitors. And so when we think about moat, there are five and a half different moats that we think about, okay? The first moat that we like to think about is a brand moat. When you think about a brand moat, the company's product or service is synonymous with the name. If you want an example, Google, right? We don't search things anymore, we Google them. Right? Coca-Cola has a very strong brand known all over the world for Coca-Cola. You see that pretty red ribbon. They're known to bring happiness and joy all over the world with tons of sugar and caffeine. Thank you, Coca-Cola. So this is an example of a brand moat. We also have what's known as a price moat. And what a price moat is, these are companies that don't sell us goods the cheapest, but companies that source their goods the cheapest. And so they can sell their goods to everybody else cheaper than the competition. So think about Walmart competing against the mom and pop stores, hardware stores, bookstores out there, and a lot of those stores close. Think about Amazon coming along and then really accelerating that, especially during the pandemic. We saw a lot of small businesses close as Amazon just continued to expand and expand. So having a strong price moat gives you the ability to charge less for products and bring in more customers. By the way, we happen to think that is the weakest of the 5.5 moats. A price moat, because another company can just come along and offer a lower price if they have a better system. The third moat would be a secrets moat. When we think about secrets, these are going to be trademarks, patents, intellectual property. So we might see a lot of secrets, for example, in the biotech industry or in the tech industry alone. There's all kinds of patents. One thing to know about those patents, they don't last forever. They do run out after a certain amount of time. So when we're researching a company that we think might have a secrets moat, like a Biogen or a Pfizer, or if we think, heck, we might even think that Coca-Cola has a secrets moat because of that secret recipe they have locked in a vault here in Atlanta. So having a secrets moat is important, and we like to find those, but we know that they do not have an indefinite shelf life. Right, so we talked about brand, we talked about price, and we talked about secrets. There's two other moats. One of them is called a switching moat. And a switching moat it's like a quasi-monopoly, where when these companies get into your business, it's hard to get those companies out, right? So to make it more personal, you think about your own individual credit cards or your bank account, or let's make it even more personal, your cell phone, okay? I have an iPhone. My children have iPhones. I have an Apple TV, I have an iMac, I've got a lot of Apple products. If Verizon called me today and said, Jamal, I've got this amazing new Samsung Galaxy, I would love to give it to you for free. All you gotta do, just come into the store and hand me your iPhone. And say, Verizon, you are awesome, thank you so much. I'm keeping my iPhone, all right? I'm not gonna switch. Switching moat means it's painful or expensive for a company to change from one product or service to another. And so having a switching moat is very, very powerful. Quasi-monopoly. Think railroads, think utility companies. These are the type of companies that have switching moats. Very, very powerful moats. So let me see. Brand, price, secrets, switching. There's one I'm forgetting. Oh, toll bridge moat. That one is absolutely a monopoly. So that more so with the utility companies and the railroads. If I want to get my product shipped from, let's say, down in Louisiana up to Chicago, I am very limited with the options available to me, right? I'm very limited. I'm either going to put my stuff in a bunch of trucks, or I'm going to put it on the railroad to take it up there. And there's only one railroad that can do it, and one railroad that can do it at a price that is what I'm going to have to pay. Because if I go to trucks or something else, it's going to be much more expensive. And so it becomes tough for me to go find another form to move my product. This is a monopoly. This is the toll bridge. All right. And then the half a moat that we have out there, that is our network moat. So you think about these companies like Facebook or Meta Facebook. So companies like Meta or even Twitter, now X, or Google, even YouTube. These are companies that have a tremendous amount of people on their platform. And if my business wants access to those people, I got to be on that network. I got to be on that platform, right? So having that network half of a switching kind of moat is something that is new and has emerged in the past couple decades, and we can see those moats are really, really powerful with the companies that have them. So those are our moats. This is what we're looking for when we research companies. We prefer companies with multiple moats if we can find them, because those companies tend to be what we call antifragile. And antifragile companies are companies that, when times are rough, these companies do better. They actually gain market share versus the companies that go out of business. And so these are the things we're looking for with moat.